Now, you probably clicked on this video because you want to make a New Year's resolution that you could keep up with. You don't really want to eat bland gum, do you? Well, get to juicing your taste buds as we start creating a new you. Now, the first step, and probably the most important step, is to make a goal that will be able to motivate you throughout the year. If you're planning on lifting weights or drawing on a tablet, chances are there will be an inner demon inside of you that's going to be like,
Oh, no. Why do I have to do this kind of thing?
and this type of feeling is absolutely normal. You just have to train your brain to complete the task like a routine. Think of your parents when they tried to feed you Brussels sprouts. Do not force feed me Brussels sprouts, please. I'm very allergic. If you are abnormally experiencing this type of attitude towards your kind of goal, meaning that you have a dislike in this type of work, then don't stick to it. Unless there is a type of passion that will keep your brain running, I urge you not to do such dull tasks. As to how you will make this type of motivation, I want you to sit inside of a quiet room with a notebook in your hand. Start writing down all of the things that you personally like to do and how you would like to improve on. For me personally, I would like to have some sort of flowchart. For example, let's say I want to improve my homework efficiency. I write down all of the motivation to do my homework. In this case, it would be my grades, scholarship, and awards. From there, you map out a good plan to do this type of motivation. Remember that people who do not describe this plan of detailed action in their resolution are more likely to fail simply because I don't know what to do. If you are thinking about the future of your life, be sure to talk about your dreams and how you will achieve these goals. If you plan on becoming a doctor in the next 10 years, you probably will have to make up your New Year's resolution about passing your MCAT or your medical knowledge in order to get to medical school. The next step would be to set up this kind of reminder to do the task. The second problem with maintaining resolutions is that creating your resolution will initially start as a fresh idea in your mind. However, over the next 6 months, you will start to forget about your resolution. The reason? This resolution would be the least important to you. If you forget about achieving your resolution, you will start to go back to your old habits. In order to not forget about your resolution, make sure that it gets turned into a long-term memory. There are 2 ways of turning your resolution long-term. The first method is making it a conscious idea. Use your resolution like it's the Bible. Okay, maybe not that serious, but still make sure it's a relative thought in your mind. If your resolution is to become healthy or your point of action would be to eat vegetables and work out, you would have to make sure that you push these course of actions into your daily life. Maybe work out every Fridays and Saturdays. Maybe do not eat junk food. The next method is repetition. You want to make sure that the mission gets sent into your brain every day. It's a visual reminder to not forget about it. You can possibly set up a post-it note on the freezer or set up an alarm clock on the table. Once again, when you see the resolutions every day, it starts to be an everyday reminder to do something. Oh, for you college kids, make sure that you make several reminders in the calendar to do your assignments. The professor won't be able to tell you that the assignments are due because the assignments are your responsibility. I understand that it might sound like a chore to do your resolution every day, but seriously? You don't want to break it up, do you? One of the reasons why step 1 and step 2 are related is because, well, they're sort of the key determining factors for success or failure. Speaking of success or failure, I wouldn't recommend doing everything, which leads me to step 3. The third step would be to just stick to one resolution. There are overachievers out there in the world that might attempt to do a million things in this year. But the truth is, they will probably forget everything about their resolutions because they have too much on their plate. Let's say that you are a content creator that wants to create a movie, a book, several toy products for children to play with, and so on by the end of, let's say, next year. Even with the time and motivation capabilities, the problem still arises. That problem? Well, basically, you have a lot of workload. Even with time and motivation capabilities, that creator now has to spend an amount of time making a movie, making a book, and several toy products. It will take hours tenfold in order to complete your resolution by the end of next year. If you are that YouTuber that is still unsure on what to do, you can test out several days with each day having different objectives. You make a movie on one day and write on the next, and so forth. After a while, you will probably start to decide which option is best suited for you because of your taste. So, I'm gonna say it. It's best to try something new. But if you don't like it, then don't continue. Darman has initially said in his themes that you won't know how hard it is until you step into someone's shoes. In quote, the meaning is twofold. The journey and your expedition is not easy, but also, you need to try everything in your life. That's my 2 cents for that. Step 4 would be to always have support from people that think will be able to support you. A lonely hero won't be able to get much things done. You might consider someone in the likes of Bruce Wayne, the Dark Knight, that doesn't really need any sort of support in order to fight crime. It's worth noting that he has a sidekick named Robin that attempts to use his comedic jokes in order to alleviate his depressed coma. Alfred is another companion of Bruce that will support his course of action even when he is in a mental breakdown. Not to mention the purpose of the Bat family. Everyone needs a mentor. It can be your friend or your teacher, whoever supports you the most. Now, I wouldn't recommend getting your mentorship from your annoying brother, as their only existence in life is to annoy you. But if you are still up for the challenge, consider it. For those in college, you may contact several counseling services in order to help you with your mental health. For any adults that are still considering mental health services, contact your local counselor and your local healthcare provider. The counseling costs might possibly cover your healthcare insurance. In addition to counseling, you can grab a best friend or two and venture out to a journey of succession. Girlfriends do exist for a reason. The power of love is undefined, but you can manipulate love in order to achieve your goals. If one of your resolutions is to impress a girl, that can be an objective. You can consider planning several meetups with your girlfriend or attempt to engage with her on a frequent basis. Understanding this, however, not everything that you are going to achieve is going to be sunflowers and rainbows. You need to accept that there are going to be times where you are going to fail. In order to express a positive attitude towards yourself, the 5th step would be to make sure that you don't punch yourself if it isn't polished. It has been a historical trend over and over again. Everyone wants to mine because they want to hit the jackpot. In their cases, power, fame, money, and so on. In about, let's say, a few months in, they aren't making that much progress. Reason? It might be that their quality can be overrated or that they haven't even mined far enough. You don't want to quit because it will probably make you a quitter forever. What I would consider though, is to take breaks in between sessions that don't talk about anything about your failures. Take the winter break off. Do everything that you would refresh your mind for when the next time rolls around. I think that you need to consider how far you have jumped towards the journey. If you are only getting 1 follower per day, you might need to look at the big picture. You need to look at the beginning and see how you have grown. If you didn't get accepted into a job and it's your 567th application, look at all of the skills and practice that you have applied into your job force. Please make sure that you prioritize yourself and your well-being. Well then, let's go look at an example of this tax in action. So, we're going to be attempting to lose weight as an example of this exercise. So, the motivation would be to basically get 6-pack abs, right? Have lower cholesterol, because your doctor told you to have lower cholesterol, and get more healthy. So, in order to do this type of task, you would have to set up some sort of system So you could go to the gym to work out on days. You need to eat healthy foods like salads, and obviously eat omega nutrient foods like fish. You probably might consider to place an object or a sticky note on the refrigerator or a cell phone that can be able to remind you to do the task over and over again. That way, you'll be able to know that this task exists and it becomes your long-term memory. Now, assure that this is your only primary goal, because as you know, like, resolutions basically change over time. So you want to make sure that this is your one true goal throughout the year. In order to motivate you to work out, you probably need to contact a training partner so that they can like motivate you to work out. You can also use your parent if you are 18 or younger in order to motivate you to work out. And also, still consider using the counselor's choice in order to basically work out. So, journeys is kind of cool. Now, as you are working out, there's these days called break days, where you basically have, you basically can't like work out because your muscles are too tense to work out. So that's kind of like sort of a reminder to take breaks to reflect upon yourself as a happy person, and make sure to take a walk outside. Now, and it's the end of the video. I hope you guys watched all of the content and have enjoyed the content very peacefully. This is Gunpuff signing out.